Joined.
Hi, this is JK. Good morning, everyone.
Hey guys, it's Anne. Good morning.
Morning, Ann.
Hello, Arjun just joined.
Hey Arjun.
Yeah.
Yeah, check.
Hey, good morning, Anne.
Hey Raj. Hey Ben.
Good morning.
Give it one more minute and then we can get started. All right, let's just go ahead. We can just check anyone else who joins. All right, so guys, the iteration ends today. So I'm going through and just sending you all notes to wrap up the user stories that are still open. If there's anything that needs to get moved, we're moving them. So we've got most of our user stories in completed status, ready for peer acceptance. I'll be pulling up Amanda, going through each of these user stories, along with her open ones down here, getting an update on that. Today was the first day she's been back. And we'll walk through them. If she's got any other questions, I'll follow up with you guys on that. So if there's anything like, a lot of these are just like, flying setup, got like, our migration to the AWS environment. If you could please attach, any documentation to the user stories so we can walk through them, that would help a lot. Hey Amanda, good timing. Good morning.
I am pleased. Good morning.
So Amanda, we're just quickly going over our user stories that Aries been wrapping up today. So we've got a good amount of our user stories that we will walk through together, and our staff and the team to attach any documentation required to the user story so we can look through that. The only user stories that we still have open, we've got the IRIS approval and license procurement, which I unfortunately think that we're going to need to move to the next iteration. I was talking with the doctor, and there's still, our request is still in the architecture review right now. So Sanjay is going to go through and escalate that to get it wrapped up in the next couple of days. So I will be moving that story to next iteration, which starts tomorrow. And then the other two, Amanda, I just have a quick question for the homepage content for the ACM portal. Have we heard anything else from the marketing team about if they have any layouts that they want us to have?
Yeah, good question. So we talked about it. I think you might have been away on vacation, Joanne. So we're not going to put any content on that homepage for now. We're just going to keep it as like an MVP. We won't put any sort of marketing stuff on there, just to sort of avoid that complexity for now, because I haven't been getting a great response from the marketing team. And it's one of those things where it's a nice to have versus a have to have.
Great. Okay. That's fine. So I'll check. There's our answer to that. So we'll just keep it basic. I know we can't flip the demo page right now, but I should probably just be the simple view that we had when we had the demo.
Okay, yeah, sure. I know, like Amanda said, that we'll just be having the home page and the API, just those two tabs, that is what. But on the home page itself, like when the first screen that loads up, right, we have put some dummy data there, like what is this API mean, things like that. So if there's anything that they want us to put there, we can put that on the home page itself. It's yeah, I don't have the demo instance right now to show you what I'm talking, but I think Amanda might get, like, she gave us 3 URLs, you remember, like what is what an API is, we implemented that on the demo instance. But when we actually bring this up on our instance, right, then what do we need to show? That API, we are clear, we have the API section, but home page, what is that we want to show there, that we need from her. When MuleSoft gives us that the new package install, they'll give us with some existing themes, some dummy data they'll add and give it to us. We can start from there, but if before that, if we just think ahead of like what exactly we want to put it on the home page, when the user first lands into the ACM screen, that information we need from the business.
Right. Right. So Amanda, for you, it would just, we wouldn't even include those 3 URLs that we have before. There's like article links. We would just keep it plain, because I think there was like I'll check, correct me if I'm wrong, like a little search bar or something at the very front of the homepage. And then, like, I think way before we had the article, it just had like previews of the APIs or mock APIs that we had available.
Yes, that is correct. Yes. Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So Amanda, you'd be good with that, but the search bar with the.
Yeah, I'm good with that. It's one of those things where I would love to have had it, but if it's something that's going to cause a lot of slow and more to maintain, it's just better to kind of leave it off. It's not going to, damage the credibility of the page in the near term. And the most important thing is really great documentation and really developer friendly and user friendly. So I think we should just deprioritize it for now.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just go in and update the user story of what we just discussed about, that we'll put that as more like a phase 2, and then just keep it really simple for this phase 1. And that should be squared away. And then there's one thing, Amanda, that I wanted to touch base with you about the naming conventions. I know we discussed this last week, but I just want to double check with Sanjay to make sure he's good. I think the question is just like, I know you've sent over the naming conventions as per like the Google standards, and I'll check to send you some more information about what we use in AIG, and I just want to quickly reconcile that, and then we can close that out and be done with it.
Okay, great.
So I'll send you that over. So with that should wrap up the iteration. So everyone else on the call, you all should have, had some kind of meeting with Rachel yesterday to go over the user stories for the next iteration, just to see, what it is that you want to work on the next iteration. When she gets back, she's off today, but when she gets back tomorrow, she's going to collect the specific acceptance criteria from you guys, and then we're going to actually have our iteration planning on Friday. But you guys should know which user stories you should go ahead and start on tomorrow, since you've had that chat with her. So just go ahead and get started. We'll go over it more in depth tomorrow and Friday. Any questions there?
And just a comment, more topic for the call later with the ACM. One of the stories was a reference to the URLs, and it dovetails into what you were just speaking about, Abhishek. If we could unfold kind of what URLs are being leveraged, the 3 URLs are part of the site. Is it existing URLs? Like, so we're not sure what to provision from the infrastructure if the story is not clear, but if we know the user experience. So that's what we're trying to unravel is it a new URL? Is it a existing URL with a hyperlink? So if we could kind of go through that and give us a better idea of that story, and then we'll be able to provide more clarity. So that'd be helpful because we're not sure what that landing page looks like.
Sure. Yeah. Let's put that on the agenda for this afternoon. We can go through that. I think Vikram can also help from the AEM side about the URL, and we can kind of piece together the 3 working parts.
Perfect.
I think yeah. Okay. Awesome. Anything else that we need to put on the agenda for the ACM call this afternoon with Jackson and the team? Obviously, the license procurement is something we need to check on with Jeff. Anything else other than the URL?
And the other, I sent you a note, I don't know if you saw it, was the documentation. So there's obviously documentation that we're using as a project team, and there's documentation, the API stuff for the end user business partners. Right, so I don't know if we want to unravel that here, or we could go offline and figure out what stories do we need, where does it fit in. So that's something else.
Yeah, let's touch base on that in the ACM call, because I think that, as you said, like Sanjay and I touched base with Amanda about the documentation that's going to be provided to the developer. And then, we need to be able to have this reference documentation of how to use the APIs. So that's something I think that we can definitely bring up an ACM call and go ahead and get that story identified and when we need to go ahead and start on that.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Anything else for this morning? Those were my main items. Okay. All right. Well, we will circle up an ACM call this afternoon. Thanks for joining, Amanda. I'll touch base with you in a little bit to go through the user stories and I'll let you know about any mention.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.